be. So, as I sit here, today has been a day of like, more of like reflection. And anyways, yes, today has been a day of definitely of reflection and really trying to understand what do I want to build? Is what I'm building right now a genuine problem, or am I just making up one as I go? And number two, is this what I really want to build? Do I have a sense of, do I have a passion for this? And that's a great question for myself, obviously. um, and just really thinking out loud. I really do like, I think the product that I'm building is useful. It is definitely going to be made at some point. And I think that shopping will change. Now, is every website just going to have their own version of whatever I'm building? Could be a possibility. It's just really understanding. I like the idea, but at the same time, and maybe it's one of those things where you're thinking, oh, the grass is always greener on the other side, and so you're seeing other, founders, you're seeing other entrepreneurs, you're seeing other teams really build really cool things, and you're like, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should do, constantly I'm thinking about B2B. I'm thinking about B2B, but also I'm constantly building B2C. And I think it's easier because, it's problems that I deal with myself. Like Rectangle is basically a product for myself. I wanted to find the best price things. I wanted to find a place where I could just do all my shop. Like I wanted to be able to do all my shopping on one site and ask questions about, this monitor, that TV, and this keyboard, and that thing, and just have it all answered in one place. Now, yes, you could use Gemini, you could use chat, and you could just kind of like, okay, tell me about this product, what are the pros and cons, blah, 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 blah. But, I just aggregate everything into one spot. And I'm doing two things one, I can't compete on price. That's something I've really realized, is because the way this platform works is the customer pays me, and then the agent goes and buys the stuff. Like, we pay for it. So again, because I don't think I explained it right, or maybe I did, but I can do it clear. The customer, the shopper pays us, we pay the merchant. And so right away, I have a 3% Stripe fee right out the gate. And so I have to charge something. I can't just swallow that 3% every single time. I mean, if someone buys a TV that's $2,000, that's that's a lot of money that I don't have. And I don't think it's reasonable to operate a business that way, where you're just constantly losing money day one. You know, maybe it works for some people, maybe it works for some businesses. I just don't operate under that philosophy. I don't think, again, I don't have any investors, I don't have any backings, I don't have anything. I'm just by myself here. And that is one thing that I just, so I have to charge a fee. And then there's the AI cost, the tokens, and the search. Like, there's all these other costs that come with just giving us a free service. And so, okay, I have to charge something. So I am automatically lost on price. You can find the product on my website, go to that merchant's website and check out from there. And so I've solved that problem. You still got the best price there, but if you want to actually check out on Rectangle, then there's the service fee, which right now it's 10%. And I also don't really like that whole idea of taxing the consumer. Like, I myself hate those service fees. I myself hate those subscription fees. I hate all of that. And then I'm going around and doing the exact same thing. And I get it. I mean, there's no other way for me to really charge for this other than a subscription fee. But I mean, I can do a freemium model where the person gets to use it for free for the first, 7 days, and then they're required to subscribe. That still, sure, that might work, but then as I'm saying this out loud, okay, again, what happens if they bought multiple TVs throughout the year? Okay, probably not, but let's say they bought a laptop, a TV, a monitor, a keyboard. I still have those Stripe fees. And there's currently no way of taking the customer's payment and then securely checking out for them on each platform. I don't see it, and so I'm not gonna do that. And I think you would lose the customer's trust immediately if you're storing their credit card information. And I just don't think I think that's just not possible right now. Or it doesn't exist. Would it get there? Possibly. And if I do it that way, then if that does exist, then yes, this whole 3% thing just goes out the wazoo, and I don't have to worry about it, and there's no technically service fee. Maybe it'll be very small to handle the entire transaction because there's still the agent part. And that's all good and lovely. And I really do think that AI and agents and all that, marketing terms, or whatever you want to call it, will change the flow of shopping. It will change the way people interact with merchants. It will change the way that payments are handled. It will change the way of how we interact with the internet. I don't think it's going to be the point where I'm like, hey, okay, I want some pizza, and then it just picks a pizza for me. Yeah, I can know all that stuff, but I still want to see my options, and I still want to pick one myself. Unless I specifically say, hey, I want a medium pizza from Pizza, just cheese, delivered. Okay, well, that's pretty damn clear of what you want. And yeah, you can, and the AI can just go and do that for you. Everything else is like, okay, again, I'm just thinking about my overall, like just the overall shopping experience. You might go on Amazon or Best Buy and you search for the product that you're looking for. If it's a bigger purchase, maybe you want to go see it in person. So like you go to Best Buy, look at the TVs there and go like, okay, this is a nice resolution. It's very clear. It's very nice. I like the overall look. I like the size. And then you go ahead and buy it. Maybe you come back home. Maybe you buy it from the store. Honestly, I forgot where I was where I was going with this. Anyways, so part of me thinks that I need to start building something else, and this is not it. Oh, I was going about now I remember, I was going about why I think shopping will change. But anyways, I think that really understanding who I am and what I like and enjoy and what I want to do and what I want to solve. I've always been a creative person. I've always been into art. I don't really draw that much anymore. To be honest, I haven't drawn in over 2 years, other than like maybe doodling. But I've always been like, I drew growing up. I love making little videos growing up as well. I tried posting on YouTube. Back in the day, I tried to be a YouTuber to make content. My values have changed a little bit where, yes, I'm recording and going to be posting this online. But do I really enjoy this part? Yes and no. There's definitely, I think there is value. But I also don't like the idea of just like recording myself. It just feels so human. It's just like, I'm talking to a screen. Now, I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to someone, maybe no one. Like my last video didn't really do any views. And so I was talking to myself, but I don't know, it doesn't feel organic. And maybe because I'm doing it by myself and there's literally no one here. And so it really does feel kind of forced. But I don't want to be like, for example, eating a nice meal, take out my phone and take a picture of it. Or like take off my phone and start recording what I'm doing. It's just like, that's a very, that's a personal moment. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And I think part of this is really, you have to do it. That's the thing, is like, we're going into a time where you have to be on these platforms, you have to be posting. Like, I deleted all my social media. I wanted to be out of this. I didn't enjoy the toxicity. I didn't like the addictiveness of these platforms. And so yeah, again, it's like understanding what the values are. What do I want to do? I definitely want to help people. I want whatever I'm doing to provide a helpful service where they can't live without my product. I think that's literally the most gratifying thing. And going to this, like, everyone I explained this rectangle idea to, a lot of people will say, yeah, it's a good idea. But none of them have really used it. Maybe one search, and that's it. And that's to me, that's telling me something, that either A, it's not getting them what they want, and I've improved and I've redid my search a couple times by now, and I think it's much better than it was originally. But they're not using it. And I've thought about, okay, what happens if I open the Rails and just say you can shop for anything? But then I lose focus, and I lose, I think, that idea of like really perfecting doing one thing really, really well. And I really want to focus on the consumer tech and electronics, because to me that's like, again, I'm speaking anecdotally, like, I don't understand a damn thing. And I've been around tech my whole life. I'm considered a pretty techie person with my surroundings. I built PCs, I was a gamer back in the day. Like, this stuff was like engraved in me. I love this stuff. But I still found it very difficult of like, okay, I'm shopping for like, what are the differences between all these stupid screens, right? UHD, LED, LCD. And it's just like, okay, clearly there's a disconnect of information there. And you watch a couple videos, like I grew up watching Linus Tech Tips on how to like build PCs and specs and understanding all that stuff. And it was like, okay, there's a lot of information here that's not very much advertised. Anyway, so that's why I wanted to focus on just consumer tech and electronics. But I've limited my, like, how many laptops are you going to buy a year? Probably one every couple of years. How many TVs are you going to buy? Maybe one every couple of years. How many keyboards are you going to buy? Maybe one every couple of years. There's always people buying this stuff, but you're not always buying the same, like, you're not buying those things every single day. And so that's where that struggle of like refining the product, where it's like, okay, I'm not really seeing, granted also I'm not posting as much content as I should. I'm not advertising as much as I should. I'm just like posting on X here and there, I'm posting a couple tweets a day. And I know I should be more customer facing, and I should be posting more. Maybe that's what I really got to do for the next, like, 30 days. Post once every week, if I can more. And really see if that changes anything. But again, it's just like, I really want to build something cool. Like, I'm not killing Amazon, I'm not killing Walmart. I'm just utilizing their platforms to empower shoppers more, empower the consumer a little bit more. And yeah, going back to like, I cannot win on price. I cannot win on fulfillment. Like, I don't have a warehouse. I haven't like learned that science of like buying something and packaging it very efficiently and doing all that stuff. I don't have that experience, and I don't have the money to do that either. Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, they've already mastered this stuff. Amazon for sure is like the king of fulfillment. And so I was trying to focus on that decision layer, but again, I'm not even a big shopper myself, you know? Like, I like buying things, of course, who doesn't? But I just find like the margins to be so small. The time to convert someone is so small. Everyone's already has their shopping behavior. And now I'm rewiring that entire behavior. That's a very hard thing to do. And I'm learning that day in and day out. Like, I know comparatively to my competitors, I have a better product. None of them have a way to actually check out. None of them have a way to see all the information. Well, they actually do. The really thing that differentiates me and my competitors is being able to check out through Rectangle. And you can shop at different places. Now, is that really a huge competitive advantage? That's something I'm really thinking about. And I don't know. Again, like, even for myself, like, I was looking at buying a humidifier. I didn't really actually use my platform. I just went to Amazon, searched humidifiers, and I saw a couple of them, and then, you know, clicked on them, read the reviews on the whole platform itself, and then I bought one. I didn't buy it through my platforms. I didn't even use it. And that's also because I'm hardwired to go on Amazon to do most of my shopping. And it's super convenient, it's fast. These are some of the red flags that I'm seeing in my product. And I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to rebuild, start something new. Part of me thinks that I haven't actually given this enough time, because I do that quite often. I'll start something, and I'm sure a lot of us do it as well. We'll start something, go crazy ham on it, and maybe not ham enough, but we'll work on it really hard. We'll work on it. And then when we start seeing no results, then we just disappear. So then we jump onto something else. And I really don't want to do that. But again, am I building something that people want? And I haven't talked to enough people to really understand that. But it almost feels like I'm not. And there's that whole idea of like, why am I reinventing the wheel? Like, what I'm doing hasn't really been done before. I can see some companies like FIA, I can see companies like Vetted. These are like the bigger ones. And they're they're good. They don't check out. They lead you to the merchant, and then you can check out from there. I don't know. I love the creative work, and maybe it's something about building something that helps creative people do their work. And you can focus on, like, okay, I mentioned that I think in the last video, but I'm also following these entrepreneurs, Vitaly and John. They're building Stand, and I love their mission, Dare to Dream. They're empowering people to take charge of their own lives and build their own brand and be their own business. And really, to me, that's, like, I love that mission, Dare to Dream. And I really love that concept. Like, how do I even say that with rectangle? Like, it's just, yeah, shop smarter. Cool. Which is nice. It's great. I'm sure it's useful. Like, Nike's for doers. Apple is for thinkers, or to people who like to do things different, to build, like, rectangles what? So it's like, okay, do I try to do something that helps people work on their creativity? And not reinvent the wheel. Like, tools like Canva, Figma, beautiful, I love them. Actually, Canva, not so much. Canva, I've always been quite overwhelmed with Canva. And I never really felt sticky enough to use Canva in my day-to-day life. Figma, I love it more in terms of just using the platform, the design, the UI, the smooth, like, it's super smooth. I can, like, okay, if I want to make different size rectangles or different shapes, I can do that in Figma. I haven't really found how to do that in Canva. Like, I search an element and it just gives me that element. And again, maybe I haven't really used that tool. Like, I haven't needed to use that tool that often for me to really know what are the main benefits of this for me to be an actual sticky customer. And I think I have a good eye for design. I definitely am learning. I definitely can't do some of the things that people do in terms of actually making it, but when I see it, I'm like, okay, this is good. And there's other times I'm like, okay, this is bad. Like, I think of my home, not to toot my own horn, but I think it's pretty nice. I think I've done a much better job than most of the people I've seen. And not that that means anything, each person has their own kind of style, but I still think, and this is definitely not my ideal setup. I feel like I have a lot more ideas and the different things I want to change, but with my budget, this is kind of what worked for me right now. And I'm always constantly, just now being exposed to, like, building a home. I mean, I lived in my parents' house for the last 27 years of my life, and that's not something I really got to do. My room, I shared it with my brother. My parents bought all the furniture in there. We didn't really have a say in that part because they just took care of it. Not that they didn't care about our opinion. I'm sure we probably even said, yeah, we like this and like this. But I shared a room with my brother, so I never, didn't have my desk in there. So this is kind of like my first real exposure to like building something in a physical space, designing my space. And yeah, I think I've done quite a big job. I didn't really look at anybody else's work. Obviously, you watch YouTube videos and these things get like subconsciously loaded in your head. And then when you start going out and buying things, you start to you've seen enough of those things where you're like, okay, I can see it. And I'm a very slow purchaser. Like, I've went to HomeSense a bunch of times, and I would look at every single aisle. I'm like thinking, okay, I find something, okay, I like this, but how would this look in my space? I might leave, come back, and then buy it if it's still there. Put it in my space. Try to really feel it out. Like, this lamp was something I bought recently. It really actually, the lamp, the carpet, the table, I used to have a box. Also, that was partially because I'm waiting for, maybe I don't want to change the space. Maybe I'll find a partner and I kind of want to design the space with them and not just pick everything. But then I was like, screw it. Like, I'm just waiting around, not really enjoying my home. So anyways, I added this lamp, and I went to HomeSense. I saw it like 3 times, and the third time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. Brought it into my space, and maybe I should have done it right away. See if I liked it, don't like it, bring it back. But I'm also, on a budget and not trying to go crazy, so I was like kind of procrastinating my purchase to be like, okay, now is the time to buy it. And every single time I came back, it was there, and I kept thinking about it, so I just took it and put it on my space, and it actually worked out. I like it. You can't see the other side, but there's a black concrete-ish, there's a concrete wall, but my TV stand is black with these grayish toned cabinets, I guess, covers, and their style is concrete. I bought it from IKEA. Don't remember what it was called. This thing starts with a B. I'm going way off topic, and maybe my phone is like dead. I don't even know. Let's see. No, we're good. And I've gone all over the place on this one video. Maybe it's not entertaining. I know one thing that I really have to work on is my storytelling abilities. I really have to work on my voice. I'm pretty much monotone. I talk in one volume. I talk in pretty slowly sometimes, is what I've been told. So these are all things I really have to work on, and just post. And I said from before, I think in one of my videos, and maybe I said in the last one, I don't remember, but I said I'm afraid of putting myself out there. It's not really that I'm afraid putting myself out there, or I always said I'm afraid of, and I cringe at it. I said, well, I'm not going to delete it. I'm like, getting over my fear of posting online. It's not the fact that I'm putting posting. It's more of like putting my idea out there, attached to myself, and then people are watching me as I crash and burn. Maybe I don't crash and burn, and maybe it goes up, but that's the part where I'm like, okay, now I'm really putting my face attached to something, and now the world can see me. And when I mean my world, the world, I mean the people that have known me. If they do discover my videos, they'll watch me either succeed or crash and burn. Maybe I say a couple things that aren't, maybe not politically correct. Maybe they're not nice. Maybe I said it in a stupid way. Maybe I'm not clear enough. Maybe all this other stuff. And that's the part that kind of gets me like, I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. That's the part I'm like, that judgment part. And so that's the part that I'm kind of getting over. But you're not going to improve or grow in life if you don't actually put yourself out there and make yourself in uncomfortable situations. So to end this off, who knows if I'm going to continue building Rectangle. Maybe I'll jump into something else. I really want to start just seeing I'm not just seeing people do incredible things, and they're growing their companies so fast. Maybe it's luck, maybe they've had experience in this, maybe, and I'm sure they have, and they had the right building blocks to get them to that point. And I don't. And I think that, it's just like, okay, I need to start showing something. Like I can keep building things for forever. I had my, Minecraft servers from growing up. I had my small little hustles like shoveling driveways and doing a garage sale, and I did freelancing when I was younger. I tried to be a YouTuber. I had an online arcade. That was my real, big business. And then, I started a online oyster company, and then I dropped it, and now I'm doing Rectangle. Oh, I also, launched a small service back in the day when I finished my coding boot camp, an everyday to-do list, which is something I was doing at the time on my physical notebook. And I'm like, okay, I don't really see this online. Let me post it. That didn't really work out. That wasn't really big a business either. It was just like, let me see what happens with this. But I posted it, and no one found it. Obviously, there's billions of websites online, and who cares about your stuff? You have to really get people to come to you. So I end off with, who knows what I'm going to do? Who knows when I'm going to continue building? Who knows if I'm going to keep doing this thing? But I really want to start seeing results. I really want to start seeing progress. I need to continue talking to customers. That's the thing about B2B, is you can directly talk to people right away. And so let's see. Keep going.